The Dayton City Commission meeting will now come to order. Please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. And this evening, the invocation will be given by Commissioner Joseph.
Dear Lord, thank you for your many blessings. In these trying times, let us gather together in close communion to advance the work that we are directed to do, to reach those within the community and help those in need. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ms. Blackshear, may I have the roll call, please?
Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
Okay, may I have a motion then to approve the minutes from the February 12th meeting?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the February 12th meeting. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Blackshear, are there any communications or petitions?
There are none, Your Honor.
Okay, no presentations. So, we have calendar items. Ms. Blackshear?
I have no deletions or comments or
Okay.
additions to the calendar.
Okay. Ms. Dixon, any additions, deletions, or comments to the calendar?
Your Honor, I have no additions or deletions to this evening's calendar. I do have a couple of items I would like to highlight. Item number 2 is a service agreement with Miami Valley Housing Opportunities. This is a grant agreement for $2.5+ million. This is our Continuum of Care subrecipient agreement that we do annually with MVHO to provide support for our permanent supportive housing and our chronic housing programs. You'll recall this cycle is typically a year in arrears. We get award notice, but we don't get our contracts until late in the year, which then enables us to be able to put a contract before you all. So this is funding from 2023 that will cover the service period of June 2024 to May of 2025. There were some other delays that pushed it to January. We got our contract in the end of the year, but we weren't able to execute till now because of some monitoring delays on HUD's end with regards to MVHO's books and things. So.
Okay.
Excited to bring this forward. This is an area, obviously, we are concerned with as far as future funding. Right now, we have received, Continuum of Care has not been indicated of cuts. In fact, we had a little bit more than before, about $300,000, but we're certainly monitoring this because this is obviously a really important part of our homeless solution strategies that the city participates in. Item number 5 is the Kleinger's Group, Inc. award of contract for $114,900, which is consulting services for surveying services related to more Salem Avenue reconstruction. We're not quite done. For those of you who use Salem every day, this gets
Right.
us 27 in 2027, 2028. It gets us to phase 6. There's probably phase 7 or an 8 yet to get us to the Corp line, but this gets us to Litchfield, and so excited about that. And then also some significant work on 35 for those of you who use 35 from Huffman to US 35. So some really great investment opportunities in our major corridors, for sure. And then finally, this evening, we have our first reading for Ordinance 32139-25, which is appropriating funds for the year 2025. And I'd like to call forward Abby Patel-Jones, our Director of Management and Budget, to provide a high-level overview of the ordinance.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner, City Manager, Clerk. The presentation is coming up. Well, while it's loading, oh, there it is. This is as the city manager mentioned, today is the first reading of the 2025's original appropriation. The 2025 proposed original budget is $990.1 million, which is just under $1 billion mark. You've heard me say this for the last few times. Last few times we've been hovering right under that $1 billion mark. This is a $345.4 million increase over the temporary budget that was passed in November. The increase is largely due to the carryover budget. As you can see on the slide, the carryover budget is $334.6 million. The carryover budget represents the previously approved prior year's unexpended amount, which is then reappropriated in the original budget. This occurs every year. The carryover budget is in the capital and non-operating funds so that it's available for those multi-year projects, and we can continue to make progress towards those multi-year projects. For context, last year's carryover budget in capital and non-operating funds was $299.5 million. So this is mostly in line with what we saw last year. The difference between last year and this year is mostly driven by the mid-year and year-end transfers in capital and in demolition fund, as well as a higher carryover budget that we saw in the local fiscal recovery fund. As you can see, the carryover is what is really driving the difference between the temporary and the original appropriation. The actual difference between the two is really the $10.8 million that's highlighted in that table on the screen. I'm going to walk through those changes real quick. The $4.2 million in the development fund is providing additional expenditure budget. $4 million of that 4.2 is for the Center City improvements, and $225,000 is reestablishing previously approved encumbrances. $623,000 in street maintenance fund is providing funding for planned capital purchases that were omitted from the temporary appropriation. $200,000 is establishing the original budget for the SOPAC electric aggregation program. This budget is covering the cost associated with running the program. $2.6 million in the miscellaneous grant fund is for the expenditure funded by the AES weatherization settlement grant. The grant award we were notified of the grant award after we had finalized the temporary appropriation, hence we're picking up the budget increase in the original appropriation. $163,700 in the water capital fund is to purchase a street sweeper. We do this every other year, and so we didn't have this budget in last year, therefore we didn't pick it up in this year, and now we're picking it up in the original appropriation. And then lastly, we have the $2.4 million in the internal service funds. The $2,350,000 in the health insurance fund is to comply with GASB 84 and cover the city's cost for providing employee dental insurance. And then the last $20,000 in the plumbing shop is to purchase an electric lift. This is the extent of that change from the temporary to original appropriation. If you have any questions, I'll take those.
Questions? Nope.
I don't have any,
You
thank
good?
you.
Okay, you good?
Okay.
Thank you, appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Okay, so Ms. Blackshear, do we have any citizens who are registered to speak
None
on calendar items?
None on calendar items, Your Honor.
Okay. Commissioners, questions on calendar items? The city manager's recommendations?
I don't have any, Your
Have
Honor.
any? Commissioner? No. Okay. Okay.
Just one, Mayor, I wanted to highlight, and the city manager did mention this, but I wanted to highlight again our now 15, 18-year-long commitment to Miami Valley housing opportunities and helping our homeless population in the best way possible. This grant that we're talking about today provides a continuum of care, which means meeting them where they're at. Our group that has been working on this for a long time continually updates best practices, uses them to help the residents that need it most. And I'm really proud that we're continuing this program after so many years. So thank you, City Manager. Thank you, colleagues, for your support.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Blackshear, we, I guess we're ready for legislation then.
Or you have to approve the calendar?
Okay, of course we can do that. Okay. right, so may I have a motion then to approve the city manager's recommendations?
I move to approve the city manager's recommendations.
Second
Your Honor.
motion.
Okay, now we really got it. Okay. So it's been probably moved and seconded a couple of times to approve the city manager's recommendations. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Okay, now legislation. Ms. Blackshear.
First reading, emergency resolution number 6848-25, authorizing the acceptance of grant award from the State of Ohio Department of Public Safety, Ohio Emergency Management Agency, in the amount of $121,660.00 on behalf of the City of Dayton and declaring an emergency.
Having been declared an emergency, I move for the immediate passage of resolution number 6848-25.
Second.
Okay, so it's been probably moved and seconded that the resolution number 6848-25 be declared an emergency. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Okay.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6848-25, authorizing the acceptance of grant award from the State of Ohio Department of Public Safety, Ohio Emergency Management Agency, in the amount of $121,660.00 on behalf of the City of Dayton. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading ordinance number 32139-25, appropriating funds for the year 2025 to provide for the operating and capital expenses of various offices, departments, and divisions of the government of the City of Dayton. First reading ordinance number 32140-25, consenting to perform concrete pavement repairs on U.S. Route 35 from Straight Line Mile, SLM 11.75 to 14.34, Liscum Drive to James H. McGee Boulevard in the City of Dayton, and agreeing to cooperate in matters incidental thereto, including the execution of an agreement necessary to implement this ordinance. First reading resolution number 6849-25, supporting the Ohio Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial America 250 Ohio. That is all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, Commissioner Turner-Sloss, understand we have a board appointment.
Yes, Your Honor, we do. I move to appoint Ms. Lakeisha Grant as public representative to the Tax Incentive Review Council for a term ending March 31st, 2028.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to appoint Lakeisha Grant as the public representative to the Tax Incentive Review Council for a term ending March 31st, 2028. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Blackshear, do you have any citizens who are registered to speak?
Yes, Your Honor, 4 citizens have registered. I would like to state that there is a 3-minute time limit. As you address the commission, we ask that you state your name and address for the record. At that time, I will turn on the green light. When the green light comes on, you will have 3 minutes to speak. After you have spoken 2.5 minutes, a yellow light will come on. You will have 30 seconds remaining to speak. When the red light comes on, we ask that you cease your comments and take your seat. To the audience in attendance, please be mindful, this is a business meeting, and we kindly request that this portion of the meeting, you refrain from any hand clapping, finger snapping, and conversations that will prevent the City Commission from hearing the speaker's comments. I call to the podium Cimarella Anderson. No, right in front. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Cimarella Anderson. I previously lived at 3316 Paramount Avenue, Dayton, Ohio, 454. Was it 24? And now it's just like a post office box because I've been displaced or homeless.
You may begin.
Okay, good evening.
All right. Hey, how are you, Mayor Mims? Pleasure. I've been in this community since, I believe, 96. So was previous at Omega Baptist Church, have family, Willie Dwight Anderson. Anyway, My point is that I was displaced due to the church I was at, Mexican racism, water poisoning. My mother right now, I don't know if she's still alive, but had liver issues due to water poisoning over in Riverside. Also, the home that I did have, mobile home, paid off due to a car accident that I got into, right? Looks just like that bag back there, black and white, renovated over there in Riverside, right? But looks like that bag. Right? My point being, I just would like resolution of finances to me because I've been really hurt in this community in a lot of different ways. So, look at that.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Hey, so just hold on before you leave this evening. Just meet with a member of our staff so we can get some additional information from you.
Will do.
Okay, thank you.
Tasha Roundtree.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, Ma'ams, Commissioner, City Manager, and Department Heads and staff. This evening, I'm here to discuss the
Ms.
effects.
Roundtree, your name and address, please.
Oh, sorry about that. I already knew that. Tasha Roundtree, 4609 St. James Avenue.
There you go.
Okay. This evening, I'm here to discuss the effects of Senate Bill 56. Recently, Senator Stephen Huffman introduced a horrific bill to strip the social equity funds and the social equity license from the state of Ohio. This was a bill that the citizens of Ohio passed by 56%. This bill has also generated over $16 million. And now he wants to take all of the social equity license, and now he wants to take all of the funds and put them back in a general funds. When he does this, that means now the city of Dayton will not receive any money from any of the dispensaries that are now popping up all over our community. I have asked this commission to please put together a commission so that the citizens of Dayton, the businesses of Dayton would have a voice so that we could talk, so we could communicate, so we could move together as a team. Nothing has happened. I have told you, let's work together as a team. And now, the assault is on you. We have a new drive-through dispensary that's opening up in West Town community. We have a drive-through dispensary, and now that they've gotten rid of equal opportunity, do you think that they're going to hire people of color to sell marijuana on the west side of Dayton? In West Side, do you think they're going to hire women of color? It is now an assault on DEI, and now we have 5 dispensaries by people who don't own, who are not from Dayton, who are not going to hire people from Dayton, and now you're not going to get any money. The only thing that gave me hope was that the person who was sitting on the panel was Willis Blackshear. We had Stephen Huffman, who was fired from Miami Valley Hospital from saying black people spread COVID because we did not wash our hands too much. We didn't wash our hands enough. And this is supposed to be our health advocate. And this is supposed to be the person who's supposed to defend and make sure that someone like me has access to start a business with over $16 million in a pot, who I've been told for the last 6 years, after me, came to some of you who were sitting on that panel. Can I decriminalize marijuana? Can I come out here and legalize marijuana? You helped me do that, and now he is now making it impossible, and now making it everything that we did to work to protect these people is now about to be illegal, and he's throwing people in jail for 3 to 30 days to reverse everything that we've done. And we've had people run on the notion of, I helped decriminalize marijuana. He's trying to undo everything that we've done and trying to take the money that they've collected from the state of Ohio for his own general fund.
Okay.
We cannot allow this, and that's why I'm going to run for Senator Hoffman's chair.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Ms. Roundtree.
Paul Manning.
How you doing, Mayor?
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Your
I
name and
first
address.
start,
Name and address, please.
Paul Manning, 25 Springfield Street, Dayton, Ohio. I first started coming here 2 years ago when my friend come up missing. I don't want to mix words. I feel like the city of Dayton is covering up his murder. I think there's drug dealers that poisoned him with the fentanyl and other poisons that's going around. I also feel that they physically injured him as he was overdosing, and that's the reason why his body cannot be found. And I believe I know who the 3 drug dealers is involved in it. I believe that the detectives know who they are. I believe the detectives do not want to waste their time to find out who killed a drug dealer. And I've had Roberta Bailey and some of the other detectives tell me that the drug dealers have civil rights, that they don't have to answer questions if they don't want to. Well, my friend had civil rights too, but yet he's dead. And it seems like they give more energy towards protecting the drug dealers that killed him than they want to give energy out to finding out who they are, when they already know who they are. I paid $350 some to have his phone records revealed through the courts, and I'm on fixed income because I was confident that if his phone records was revealed, that we would know for sure, have proof and evidence for sure who it was that done it to him. And the case gets assigned to a judge that is just retired, that was under ethics violation. And I feel like that wasn't no coincidence. And then I tried to pass some flyers out at the your state address.
Yes.
A few days back. Tried to pass flyers out there. Mrs. Jackson told me that I could not do that. And she straight up, I asked her if I could pass them out. She said no. Just snapped at me. I said, why not? She said, because I said so. Felt like I was a little kid trying to ask for a cookie or something. And that's the kind of attitude that I've been getting out of the city and all the detectives for the past 2 years over this young man missing, because he's had mental issues to where he has suffered from depression, and he turned to the street drugs, which the city is allowing to go on the streets.
Okay, thank you for your comments, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manning.
Okay.
Kimaru Watenza.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening.
My name is Kimaru Watenza. I live at 1200 West Grand Avenue, Dayton, Ohio. In honor of Black History Month, I'd like to set the record straight about Hannibal Barker, who was the famous Carthaginian general who crossed the Alps and fought the Romans and defeated them time after time. When he ran out of money, he came back to Carthage and petitioned the Carthaginian government for more money, and they turned him down. Then he committed suicide. In 1986, the state of Israel adopted the Hannibal Doctrine, and this edict directed the Israeli army to kill Israeli civilians and soldiers if they were about to be captured by the Palestinians. In my mind, this is an appalling doctrine, but it's still in effect today. Even though the law was repealed, They still do it. Israeli soldiers killing Israeli soldiers and Israeli civilians, and then blaming it on Palestinians. My problem here is that this commission continues to support the Israeli government in their efforts of genocide. I think that's appalling, and it needs to stop. In any way that the commission can assist in stopping this genocide, we should be doing that. That's what I had to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Latenza.
That is all, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Dixon, do you have any closing comments?
I have none, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Blackshear, any closing comments?
I have none, Your Honor.
Okay, Commissioners, closing comments. Commissioner Turner-Sloss?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. First, I would like to acknowledge and congratulate Ms. Dawn Manuel on being named the interim director for the Department of Human Resources. Congratulations, ma'am. Well deserved. I know it's been some time, so again, I'm glad to see you in that position. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Patel-Jones, for your presentation this morning, or this evening. The days are running together. I appreciate the presentation and the overview of the appropriations for the budget this evening. Thank you, Ms. Dickstein, for your recommendations. Mr. Anderson, I appreciate you being here this evening and your comments as it raised. I deeply apologize for your current circumstances in terms of you being displaced. Note that, as Ms. Dickstein has mentioned, one of the agreements that we approve this evening is to assist individuals with permanent supportive housing. So I would encourage you to contact Miami Valley Housing Opportunities. I'll be happy to give you that information, as well as with some other organizations to perhaps assist you in your search for housing. And again, thank you for being here, and whatever I can do to be of support, please, by all means, I'll make sure that I give you my card so I can assist you in that journey. Ms. Roundtree, thank you for your continued advocacy and your work that you're doing. You're absolutely correct. This is a major blow, given the fact that the General Assembly, during the time and the passing of Issue 2, there was no refusal or there was no alteration, and to have this happen now is in fact very devastating to all the work that has been done. And to your point, there is in fact a new drive-through facility that will be, I believe, operating here very soon. So again, thank you for all of your continued advocacy and your work in this vein. So again, whatever I can do to support, please know that I'm here to support you, and I'm glad that you have had contact with Senator Blackshear. Mr. Manning, again, my continued prayers to you and your family in identifying and reuniting, rather, with your loved one. Again, my continued prayers go to you and your family, and whatever it is that we can do to be of support. From my understanding, I believe last year we did, Ms. Dickstein, or it may even been Mr. Paulette, I believe that they, along with the mother, Ms. Flores, that there was conversation that took place last year, and I don't know if that was of support or there was any additional information that was provided to you and the mother. But again, I will continue to hold you and the family in prayers in locating your loved one. Mr. Watenza, thank you for being here and your continued advocacy. As always, it's good to see you. And again, I just wanted to acknowledge you and your presence and being here and advocating in the ceasefire in the Palestinian community. Just a few highlights. Ms. Reading, thank you very much for providing this information. The Dayton Metro Library on Saturday, February 22nd, from 1 to 4 p.m., a screening of Brown Hands, Black Schools, HBCUs, a short film celebrating the rich history, of HBCUs, which I know we have a number of graduates here on the dais. So the event would take place at the main library as part of the Black History Month. Thank you very much for providing this information. And one more thing we also have in celebration of Black History Month, the National Park Service Rangers at the 2nd Street Market this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Learn about Charles Young, a Buffalo soldier, and the highest-ranking black officer in the United States Army until he died in 1922. So thank you, Ms. Reading, for providing this information, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Fairchild.
Yes, a longtime friend of the community who we all know, who worked tirelessly for peace, would be at many events for peace, but also involved in Dayton Dialogue on Race Relations and interfaith work, and an employee of the city. Mr. Aminullah Ahmad passed away last week. And so I asked for a moment of silence for Aminullah. Salam alaikum. Amen.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me add, I think his services are either tomorrow at 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, at Thomas Funeral Home on Selma Avenue.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Two pieces of thoughts tonight. Sometimes when people are asked, would you like to go back into the past? People share a concern that they don't want to go back in the past because they might do some little thing that could alter history. So I encourage you to reflect on that. What little thing in the present can you do that will alter the future? And then secondly, a chilling story comes out of Clarksdale, Mississippi. Apparently, the local paper wrote an editorial critical of the city, the mayor and the commission there. And the mayor and the commission there went to a judge and asked for the editorial to be taken down. And a judge granted it.
Really?
A judge granted it. Chilling. So, injustice anywhere is injustice for all of us.
Yeah.
So, encourage you to think about what little thing you can do to make the future different.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Commissioner Shaw.
Yep, thank you for that, especially acknowledging Mr. Ahmad. I just wanted to say how honored I am. I was asked by Dr. Bing Davis to, along with Annette McGee Wright and our former mayor, Ryan McLean, to take part in an event, Icons, what is it called? Icons, Legends, Icons, and Offsprings, where they have a conversation with us about my grandparents, my parents, and likewise theirs. So I was really honored to that. It's going to be Sunday 2 to 4 at the Evonia Gallery. So I hope everyone can come out and enjoy us for that Black History Month celebration. I'm excited about that. And also I'm going to be, next week, I was asked to be a judge for the Youth of the Year. I'm listing the correct name of it, but it's really the Youth of the Year Award for Boys and Girls Club of Dayton, where they compete and will move forward and go to the state competition and then maybe even the national competition to be the face of youth for the National Boys and Girls Club. So I was really excited to be asked to do that, and I look forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Good choice. Okay. Okay, Commissioner Joseph.
Thank you, Mayor. Two things tonight. First, the city is seeking your input to create safer streets for all. Visit the city's website, go to the Safe Streets and Roads for All Action Plan. You'll see an interactive map where you can place pins to suggest improvements and complete a public survey to share your experiences. We need your feedback to help make the city better, and I hope you're able to go to our website and complete the SS4A action plan. Second, UD, University of Dayton, is hosting an international festival on February 20th, tomorrow from 5 to 7:30 in the KU Ballroom. They have performances, a flag ceremony from 5 to 6, followed by cultural booths being open from 6 to 7:30, showcasing UD's student community from around the world. They'd love to have visitors. I've been there before. Sometimes they have great food of different types. I highly recommend it. So I hope you can make it out there. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, good. Have just a few things. Some notable people who are all-stars, African Americans from Dayton, Ohio. W.S. McIntosh, who led demonstrations for equal employment and treatment in the 1950s. Don Crawford, who served as Dayton's first black commissioner from 1962 until 1967, and Louise Choi, who taught young black women how to read in the early 1900s, and also the school named after her, and was mentioned by Commissioner Turner-Sloss, Colonel Charles Young, third African American to graduate from West Point, and also served in the Army. I also want to mention the fact on the 29th and 30th of March, there will be a film on our own Edwin C. Moses. And the film is going to highlight not just some issues relative to some of his contributions to our community and to our society as a whole, but also the film will chronicle the magnificent contribution or style that he used, using math to use 13 steps between each hurdle. Now, some of you, this may be a little too technical, okay? But 13 steps between each hurdle, which allowed him to win more than 100 consecutive races, including several races in the United States Olympics. So because he was a math major, graduate from Fairview High School here in Dayton, and went to Morehouse, and was really not a significant track runner here in the city of Dayton, but having to go through the challenges they went through at Morehouse because he had to practice at a high school gym, which was sort of below standards. And somehow, using his math skills and talents, he figured out if he just took one step less than everyone else, that he could get around the track a little bit faster. So again, just wanted to let you know that there will be two showings, 1:30 on the 29th and 1:30 on the 30th at Neon Theater. And it will, again, let you know some of the great things that he's done in terms of that race. So for those of you who are thinking about going to the Olympics, you may use that concept. All right. So with no further business to come for the City Commission, love and peace for all, hatred for none. This meeting is adjourned.